All right, let's talk about a problem that every single technical team feels deep in their bones, that endless, soul-crushing grind of manual tasks. Today, we're diving into a tool called n8n. It's a workflow automation platform that promises to go way beyond just the simple stuff.
You know the drill, right? You're drowning in this digital busywork, moving data from a form to a spreadsheet, then over to the CRM, and then into a messaging app. It's so tedious, it's practically begging for mistakes. And man, what a waste of brilliant people's time. But what if there was a better way?
Well, of course there is. It's called workflow automation. And it's the key to finally taming all that digital chaos and getting your time back. I mean, just imagine it for a second. All your favorite tools, Slack, Salesforce, Google Sheets, maybe even your own custom APIs, all of them talking to each other, working together, doing things on their own without you lifting a finger. That's the big promise of automation, and the tool we're looking at today delivers on that promise in a really unique and powerful way. So let's get into it. The tool is called n8n. That's n8n. And what makes it so different is the way it asks you to approach problems. It's all about, well, thinking in nodes.
So what on earth is a node? It's the absolute core, the fundamental building block of any workflow in n8n. And honestly, the best way to wrap your head around it is to think of them like digital Lego bricks. Seriously, each little brick has one single job. One might grab data from your database. Another one might reformat some text. A third one sends a message. By themselves, they're super simple. But just like Legos, when you start snapping them together, you can build unbelievably powerful and complex things.
Okay, let's see this in action. Here's a classic workflow. Step 1, you have a trigger node. It just sits there and waits for a new customer to sign up. The moment that happens, bam, it fires. The next node grabs all that customer's data. A third node could be a transform step. Maybe it properly capitalizes their name. And then the final node sends a nice, personalized welcome message to the team in Slack. 4 simple nodes, one completely automated process that runs 24/7.
Now, for those of you who like to peek under the hood, here's the magic. The data that's flowing between all these nodes, it's structured as an array of JSON objects. Now, if that sounds technical, all it really means is that it's a super clean standard format. And the key takeaway here is that this structure gives you absolute granular control to change, filter, and mess with your data with incredible precision at every single step of the way. So, this whole node concept is pretty easy to get, right? But that's just the beginning. n8n has a few, let's call them special powers, that really make it stand out from the crowd, especially for technical teams. First up, and this is a huge one, self-hosting. Unlike pretty much all the other big names, you can run n8n on your own servers. This is an absolute game changer if you care about data privacy, security, or compliance. With things like GDPR and HIPAA, keeping your data on your own turf isn't just a preference, it's a legal necessity. Your data never has to leave your control. Special power number 2, this one's for the developers. Look, visual builders are great, but with most platforms, you eventually hit a wall, a point where you just can't do what you need to do. Not with n8n. You can literally drop a function node anywhere in your workflow and just start writing custom JavaScript or Python. The bottom line is, you are never, ever limited. If you can dream up the logic and write the code, you can automate it, period.
And finally, n8n is built for right now, for the age of AI. It has AI capabilities baked right into its DNA. You can easily pull in large language models to do things like summarize customer feedback or figure out the sentiment of a review. You can even build these really complex AI agents that go out, find information, and generate content. So think about that. You're not just automating tasks anymore. You're automating intelligence itself.
Okay, so with these powers in mind, you have to be wondering, how does n8n really stack up against the big names that you already know, like Zapier or Make?
Well, this table really tells the story. Let's just look at the first few rows, because they're the most important. Open source and self-hosting, that's a yes for n8n and a no for everyone else. Full custom code with JavaScript and Python? Again, n8n is the clear winner. Advanced logic? It's built for it. Now, you might see that the other guys have more pre-built integrations, and that's true. But n8's ability to connect to any API and use custom code means its potential is literally unlimited. So if we just boil this all down, it really comes to one simple thing. The core difference is who it's for. If you're a beginner and you need to connect app A to app B in a straight line, you know what? Zapier is fantastic for that. But if you're a developer or you're on a technical team that needs real power, flexibility, and total control, n8n was built from the ground up for you. All right, that's enough of the theory.
Let's talk about what this power looks like out in the wild. What are people actually doing with n8n?
Oh man, the use cases are all over the map. IT teams are automating the entire employee onboarding process, from creating accounts to sending welcome packets. Marketing and sales teams are syncing leads from their website right into a CRM, and then using AI to score those leads instantly. Engineers are building these super robust data pipelines, moving and transforming data between all kinds of services. And, like we said, people are building really sophisticated AI agents for everything you can imagine.
This quote really just says it all, doesn't it? The key words here are complex, customized, and control. That's the trifecta. That is the core value of n8n. It's about giving technical people the tools to build the exact thing they need without having to make compromises.
And so that brings us to the final question. When you take away the limits that most platforms put on you, when you can host your own data, write your own code, and plug AI into any part of the process, the possibilities just become endless. So it really just begs the question, what will you build